Okay, this is what you start out with to assemble the cuber. You got an air cylinder and an air valve. Neither one of these go in the autoclave. Okay, the first thing you do is want to install your air valve onto the housing. There's 2 bolts. Just run those bolts in, tighten them down. Okay, bottom air line goes to the top on your air cylinder. Okay, we're putting the nut inside, and you turn your air cylinder to get it started on the nut. It's a little fussy at times because my fingers are a lot larger than most. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to try to get the air cylinder, whenever it tightens, to be in this position. So there, it's tight. Okay, bottom line, top air cylinder. The other line goes so. Okay, now we're going to pull the air cylinder shaft down. The plunger has a groove in it right here. Very important that whenever you put it together, that groove lines up with the logo that's on this side of the machine. It's very important. Another thing is you want to make sure that it's screwed on all the way. Okay, tighten that up with a wrench. Okay, the sieve, or the screen that does your cutting, it's got a notch in it. Your housing here that holds the cutting blades has a notch in it also. Those 2 notches line up with each other, like so. Whenever you put it on the cuber, that notch is facing you, this area. And you always start the grid on with your plunger down, and then start your screws in. The plunger, you want to make sure that it works freely in and out. Okay, make sure it extends all the way through. That's again why you tighten it all the way up to where the nut is jammed against the cylinder rod and the housing at the same time. If you leave it long, it will damage the blades. Okay, so once you've got that on, it's tightened up, you just push it back, and then your door goes on again like this. You put it in the hole, line it up with the window, close it. Otherwise it will not go together. You have to make sure that the plunger's back and not extended. It won't go together. Okay, now you're putting the top hinge on the door. That's all there is to it. Okay, with the air hooked up to it, it can be operated either laying down, like it is now, but that has a tendency to fire any of your material out the end of it. So if you stand it on the end and you fire the cylinder down, which is pulling the lever down, okay, it fires down. The door won't open any further than that. It's a safety thing. You can't get any of your fingers or anything in there. And the plunger is down all the way. Okay, with the plunger up, then you can open the door. And that's all there is to it. Okay, whenever you're cubing, the thing to do is to slice your material in the size cube that you're looking for. So if you're looking for 7 millimeters, then you slice it 7 millimeters thick wafer and just lay the wafers in here. And you can either lay them in one at a time, you can lay them in where they fill in the grid, or I don't suggest stacking them, but it goes fast enough just laying them in and filling up the grid area and fire it and then open it and do it again. But again, whatever thickness or whatever size cube you're looking for, then that's the thickness that your wafer needs to start off as. If you want to get them irregular shape, where you have a grid size that is 7 millimeters and you want them to be a little bit longer, just cut them 10 inches or 10 millimeters long, and then you end up with a cube that is 7 by 7. One thing that we need to cover is whenever you are disassembling the cuber, is that the air lines come apart like this. You take the orange piece here, push it back in toward the fitting, and pull the hose. If you don't push this back, the hose won't release. So you have to push it back, pull on the hose. It comes right off. And that's how those work. Push them back, pull the hose off. That's it.